Contrarians, welcome back to the Encrypted Capital Recap for Tuesday, October 25th. First off, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. We got RBC up 73%. This thing's been pumping the last couple hours or so. Nice to see at least one of these things moving heavily to the upside. I had to find out what the hell that actually was. I went over to Coin Market Cap here. Says that Rubic is the cross-chain swaps aggregator that enables users to complete swaps with over 17,000 assets on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Harmony, Telos, Avalanche, and like 19 others. So in one click. So the protocol even features 60 plus dexes, fiat on ramps, and bridges. So for whatever reason, this is pumping today. I didn't see if there's any news out, but 75% is nice. We would not be chasing any green candles, though, as my contrarians know. We only buy on red days. Otherwise, we let the market come to us. We do not FOMO buy, especially when assets are up that high, 72% in 2 hours. It wouldn't surprise me if this comes all the way back down pretty quickly. Also, wanted to note we got Coinbase up 9% today. What else? MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor's company, up 9.3%. And let's see, where's Bitcoin at today? Bitcoin is trading at 19.8, so a nice little move in Bitcoin, up yesterday from about 1900 with a little bit of volume here. RSI looks like it's getting into oversold territory. We'll see if we can keep the momentum here. Also, wanted to get in today to NFTs. There's been a ton of talk on NFTs over the last, I don't know, couple weeks or so. We know that XRP is going to be launching the ability to have NFTs on their platform in about, 7 days? So next Monday on the 31st. Says that this was published back in September 28th, so 4 weeks ago. It says NFT sales have lost nearly all their allure. Data shows that NFT trading volume has slid 97% since the beginning of 2022. So you had assets like Bored Ape. Obviously, they were huge leaders in the space, and I think they reached a valuation over $1 billion. I think at one point. I'm not sure if it's still up to that or not, but this came out 4 weeks ago, and we always say that the news is the worst at the bottom and is always the most hype at the top. So while I'm not a huge advocate of NFTs unless they actually have some value attached to it, not just some dumbass picture, there have been, or I should say there has been at least one project that I've seen, which I think I'm going to release to our members on our paid version of our newsletter here in the coming weeks, of one that we're actually really considering, and we're going to dive and do some more research on. But it is looking pretty appealing to me, as I do like their use case. So if you guys want to subscribe to the newsletter, you guys can feel free to do so. Great way to support the channel. But just to kind of note, NFT sales lost all their allure, and this came out the end of last month. And now we had Cointelegraph coming out here stating that wealthy crypto believer and incoming UK PM Rishi Sunak once commissioned a royal NFT. Not to mention that we also had yesterday, I think it was yesterday, 21 hours ago, the Reddit NFT trading volume hit all-time highs, vault holders near 3 million. So pretty big. It seems like something's brewing in the NFT market. I personally do not own any NFTs as of now, but there have been, like I said, a couple that I do have my eye on. It says, according to data provided by Polygon and Dune Analytics, the trading volume of Reddit NFT avatars has eclipsed 1.5 million in the past 24 hours. And if I recall, I believe that Reddit gave active users on their platform NFTs at one point. It says that daily sales volume of Reddit NFTs also witnessed a new all-time high of 3,780 digital collectibles changing hands. And the Reddit avatars, they're created by independent artists, which is why I'm kind of starting to see a little bit of the value with NFTs at this point, because I do understand that there's a lot of artists that people really like and are into. And if they are creating digital art, I kind of understand that people want to own something that they've created in the digital space. It's almost like I guess at this point I would really relate it to like almost like digital Pokemon. There's obviously some rare NFTs, rare artwork from these people that are creating them, that are artists that have already established a name for themselves. So I definitely get that to a certain extent, but I still feel that there needs to be something else attached to it. So it says, since the launch in July, more than 2.9 million collectible avatars have been minted, and correspondingly, the total number of wallets holding Reddit NFTs is currently at 2.8 million. And I know that Reddit has somewhere around a billion, 1.5 billion users, and I think 500 million of them or so were active. I think I read that somewhere. So interesting to note that there's been a lot of NFT news coming out just in the last couple of weeks, when we had that the NFTs have lost all their allure. So if you are into NFTs, you might want to consider scooping up some of these projects off the floor. Maybe holders that bought in really, really high when the hype was going on, when you had Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon talking about their NFT Bored Apes that they picked up. And I know that some of these people were getting some sort of fines brought against them for their hustles in the crypto space. I'm not sure how much they can do in the NFT space because it seems a little less regulated. But the fact that you had these appearances going on The Tonight Show, and you also had skits on SNL taking place, you can kind of see how they've utilized SNL for cryptocurrencies and NFTs, and you have to really wonder like who's pulling the strings. If I'm those guys, that's where I'm looking at my exit strategy, when the public is being made aware at a massive scale what celebrities are doing. A lot of the times, actually I'd say probably almost 100% of the time, they're not there to just hand you free money. They're there for you to take over whatever it is that they bought. So keep that in mind. If you're following celebrities, you should get off this channel because you're an idiot and you're not a contrarian. Now, we got Ripple news, like we talked about. Ripple NFTs go live in 2 weeks on the ledger. So this was actually published on the 18th. So like I said, this does go live next week. So I will be waiting to see kind of what happens on OpenSea. That is one of the biggest platforms. And you also have Nifty Gateway as well. You can see some of the volume that's coming into some of these top projects here. Spooky Season, 524 Ethereum volume. It's quite a bit. What else do we have here? I don't know, just a bunch of stuff I've never heard of. Like this pixelated junk right here, I don't really understand, like the CryptoPunk stuff. I guess that's more like nostalgic because it was actually written into the Ethereum code, which is why people like it, not necessarily for the artwork. But some of this stuff looks like junk and a money grab, but I have found a couple projects that I actually think are moving in the right direction, that are kind of at the forefront of this technology and where content creation and content consumption will be going. And so I'm pretty excited to share that with the members here. I really think that there's going to be some really, really interesting utility that comes out of some of these projects. So I am slowly swaying over to understanding and maybe even purchasing my first NFT here. We'll see how it goes. I will definitely let the members know if and when that happens. Now, we also had Apple coming out, some NFT news. They're kind of coming under fire a little bit. It says Apple to keep 30% fee for NFT purchases on apps. In a new set of stricter rules, Apple outlined what apps can do with NFTs and crypto on the App Store. So it says that the company formally added the apps may allow users to view their own NFTs, provided that NFT ownership does not unlock features or functionality within the app. It says users can also browse NFT collections owned by others, provided that the app may not include buttons, external links, or other calls to action that direct customers to purchasing mechanisms other than in-app purchase. So it says even with the new rules, Apple won't be rejecting calls to exempt NFTs from a 30% fee on in-app purchases. That's pretty hefty. It says that the 30% fee has been criticized by app makers, which obviously that's a huge, huge cut. When I was seeing like the creator fees alone for some of these projects are either 0%, or the highest kickback I've seen I think is like 7 or 10%. And that goes right to the creators with every time that the actual NFT is traded. So I think it's good for the creators that they're getting a rip off of the artwork they've created. It's a great way to support them and make sure that they still continue to get paid for their artwork. But a 30% rip from Apple just seems a tad bit greedy to me. And also, It says Apple was again accused of being anti-competitive as it changes the NFT rules. And so this was another article that kind of gets into the same stuff. It says apps can only support NFTs provided that NFT ownership does not unlock features. So yeah, I read that already. So now, it just goes to show that Apple is, I don't know, trying to get their slice of the pie with the NFT market. I'm not too stoked with what they're trying to do here, and I can't imagine that a lot of people are going to be, I don't know, maybe utilizing the service that they're allowing inside their apps, or what they're not allowing is what it sounds like. So last thing I have for you guys, Tesla's Bitcoin losses rise to $170 million in the first 9 months of 2022. It says the electric vehicle maker's actual BTC losses are far lower, with 64 million worth of previously realized profits to offset the decline. So looks like Tesla lost a little bit of money, holding roughly $218 million worth of Bitcoin on its balance sheet. So we'll see if that was used to maybe spook the market one last time. I have to think that with what happened with Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, and Voyager, I'm not sure how much more they can really shake or rattle the market to push prices lower. I mean, those are some pretty big events that took place to really freak people out. And so that's kind of where I get the mindset where that could have been the bottom, because really, like, what else would you say to push prices even lower? It'd have to be a really big, almost like another black swan event, and I don't necessarily know if that's in the cards just yet. So we'll have to see how the stuff plays out. But like I said, leaderboard, Rubic looking really, really good, 51% right now. If you guys are in that, fantastic. But like I said, I would not be chasing these green candles. So if you guys want to support the channel, like I said, a great way to do so, sign up for the newsletter. I think we're going to be dropping some NFT news here shortly once we dive in a little further into one of these projects that we're really interested in. Otherwise, we will catch you guys all in the next video.